Lakers in 5? That's not confidence, that's insanity. And the wildest part? This Lakers roster may be far more dangerous than anyone realizes. Luka isn't walking into a broken team. He could be the spark that turns it into a nightmare.
Did you just say Lakers in 5?
Yeah, he's speaking like a fan now.
You better get drug tested. Something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Something wrong with you, Lakers in 5. Stop that nonsense.
Okay,
that's ridiculous.
I will say it one more time, Stephen A. Stephen A, one more time. Stephen, I want you to listen close.
But that argument was only the warning shot. Because once the spotlight turns to what Los Angeles actually has left, the debate gets brutally uncomfortable.
Let's talk about the Los Angeles Lakers and why we're talking about how they are cooked without LeBron James, potentially. So obviously the Lakers just lost their best player, LeBron James. Now let's look at their roster that they currently have as of right now. And you guys tell me, what do you think about this roster? Mars, I would really like to hear from you first about this collection of guys that are now running around in purple and gold. As you guys can see the top row, first off, shout out to the good fellas over at Pick a Side. They tweeted this and they said the new look Los Angeles Lakers are actually better than they are being given credit for.
On top of the fact that Shade's team sometimes, I mean, the game is over by the third quarter. So, like, he doesn't get to score 40. He just gets to have the 32 and 3/4 and then sit down because they're up 25 already. So,
yeah,
you know.
But what I'm saying, though, is like Luka can average 36. To what avail is it going to mean when he's out there with Quentin Grimes, Colin Sexton, Matisse Thybulle, and Mamu?
Ron, if he averages 36, if he averages 36, 10, and 10, like he did last season, we averaged, 34 or something like that? If he averages 36, 10, and 10 and drags this team to the 3 seed, it'll be hard to keep that league MVP away.
No, chill. If he does that, he's getting the MVP. But what I'm trying to say is they are not going to be the 3rd seed. My thing is, how can I?
They're not going to be the 3rd seed.
How can I
mean, they could be, though.
Put this graphic on the C Gifted. This is what I'm saying. How can I put this graphic on the screen and you guys look at it, squint your eyes, rub your eyes, squint them again, and say that team can be the third seed?
Okay,
and
Ron,
completely hold on, wait, chill, wait, and completely disregard defense. But last Friday when we were talking about the Philadelphia 76ers, that's all everybody was saying. Oh, defense. So you guys mean to tell me Walker Kessler is going to cover up for Austin Reaves, Quentin Grimes, Mamu, and Luka?
Quentin Grimes isn't a player.
So Luka is not. So we are switching, but when Luka gets switched on and they go after him, which they're going to do that 100%.
They know he's going to get beat. They're already anticipating.
So we're collapsing the we're collapsing the defense, and with us collapsing the defense, we're going to gang up to protect Luka. Now the problem with that is Luka dies on anything. So between the legs, he's gone. A hesitation dribble, he's gone. Okay, so now what happens when I'm running up on a team that can stretch the defense? So now you guys got to help even more. So now I'm kicking the ball out to a guy who can shoot the basketball. I'm dumping the ball into a big, and when I say a big, I don't mean like Walker Kessler size or Robert Williams size. I'm talking about a big that's formidable around the rim, that can catch a lob or that can make a layup. Right, a younger Bobby Portis, so to speak, something to that effect. That's going to be a problem moving forward with Luka, because even though we're going to use our offense for defense, when we go to this small ball lineup, we got to have guys to protect Luka, but we also need Luka to compete on defense without dying, and he's not going to do that. So that's going to be a huge problem for us moving forward.
Agree or disagree? Now, I replied to this tweet and I said, something along the lines of this roster is actually doo-doo stains. And I got a lot of pushback, Chill. So I want to hear from you guys, because I was called a lot of things on Twitter and I didn't think it was justified. But maybe you guys could justify what you think of this roster of Luka Doncic, Austin Reaves, Quentin Grimes, Sandro Mamu, Walker Kessler, Colin Sexton, Cameron Carr, Zaire Williams, Matisse Thybulle, and Kevon Looney. Aduthero's somewhere around here too. He's just not on this graphic. Thoughts on this? Mars, can you kick things off? I need an objective opinion.
Mm-hmm.
A good team.
Mars,
Can you define good?
Take Mars question. Can you put that graphic back up, Ron, please? Really quickly, ladies and gentlemen. So the graphic is back up. So this is what I want you to do, Mars. So the dude on the end, the dude on the end next to Austin Reaves to his left or to his right. Take him out, and the dude that's underneath him, Sexton, put him in the lineup. What does Laker team look like?
Wait, what?
Wait, are you swapping Luka for Colin Sexton?
What does this group look like?
A worse team.
Not as good.
Significantly worse team.
One more time, real talk, because I don't think they heard you in the back. One more time, real talk.
It's a significantly worse team.
So in English, garbage, trash.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay. So Luka makes them that
Good thing
much
we have
better.
Luka Doncic.
Exactly. You got Luka Doncic, but I'm sorry, Mars. Because Mars said that this is a good team. So, and I think he left something out. It's a good team with Luka.
That's not confidence. That's insanity.
And yet, here's the part that makes this argument so dangerous. The Lakers might actually be much better than people think.
Did you just say Lakers in 5? Yeah, he's speaking like a man. You better get drug tested. Something wrong with you. Because once LeBron James is gone, the obvious narrative is simple. The Lakers are cooked. But what if that narrative is completely wrong? What if Luka Doncic isn't walking into a broken roster?
What if he's walking into the exact kind of roster designed to make his offensive dominance even more terrifying?
Because the Lakers now have Luka, Austin Reaves, Quentin Grimes, Colin Sexton, Walker Kessler, Sandro Mamukelashvili, Matisse Thybulle, and Kevon Looney among the pieces around him. And that creates one massive question. One massive question. Is this roster trash without Luka, or dangerous because of Luka? But before we crown this team, or bury it, we have to confront the argument that started all of this. Here's the bullish case. Luka doesn't need 40 points every night to destroy a game. Sometimes, by the third quarter, the game is already over. He might have 32 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists, and then sit because his team is already up 20 or 25. That's the frightening part. If Luka somehow pushes towards something like 36 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists, and drags Los Angeles toward a top 3 seed, the MVP conversation becomes impossible to ignore. But then comes the counter-argument. Hold on. How exactly are you putting this team in the top 3? Because the West doesn't care about reputations. And Luka's individual brilliance doesn't automatically solve everything. The lineup has legitimate questions. Can Austin Reaves survive defensively? Can Quentin Grimes handle elite assignments every night? Can Mamu stay on the floor without becoming a target? And most importantly, what happens when opponents hunt Luka? And that brings us to the biggest weakness hiding underneath all the optimism: defense. Because remember what everybody said about Philadelphia? Defense. 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 So now we have to apply that same standard to Los Angeles. Walker Kessler is a legitimate defensive weapon. At 7'2" and 245 pounds, he gives the Lakers something they desperately need: a real rim protector. But Kessler cannot defend 5 positions at once. If Luka gets targeted in isolation, the Lakers have to help. If they collapse, somebody becomes open. If the offense stretches the floor, that help becomes even more dangerous. And suddenly, Luka's defensive weakness becomes a domino effect. One hesitation dribble, one switch, one step behind. Now the entire defense collapses. But there is another side to this. The Lakers may not need Luka to be their defensive savior. They need him to survive defensively, while the roster around him does the dirty work. That's why Grimes matters. That's why Thybulle matters. That's why Kessler matters. And that's why the Lakers' entire season could come down to whether JJ Redick can build a system that protects Luka instead of exposing him. But now we get to the argument that makes this entire debate even more uncomfortable. Put the graphic back on the screen. Now, take Luka Doncic off this team. Replace him with Colin Sexton. And ask yourself, what does this Lakers team look like? The answer from the debate was brutal. A worse team. Not slightly worse. Significantly worse. And then came the translation. Garbage. Trash. That's the point. Because maybe the mistake is judging this roster as if Luka is just another player. He isn't. The Lakers don't need every player to be a superstar. They need the pieces to make sense around Luka. Sexton averaged 15.4 points, 2.3 rebounds, and 3.3 assists last season. Grimes averaged 13.4 points, 3.6 rebounds, and 3.3 assists. Mamu had a career-best 11.2 points, 4.9 rebounds, and 1.9 assists before his playoff production dropped. Those numbers aren't screaming super team. But that's not the assignment. The assignment is, can these players amplify Luka? And that is a completely different question. And that's where the Lakers are cooked argument starts to fall apart. So no, I'm not telling you the Lakers are guaranteed to be the third seed. And no, Lakers in 5 is not a serious prediction. But calling this roster doo-doo stains and walking away? That might be just as lazy. Because the Lakers have something most flawed teams don't have. Because the Lakers have something most flawed teams don't have. A 27-year-old Luka Doncic entering his 8th NBA season. They have shooting. They have secondary scoring. They have size. They have perimeter defenders. And, most importantly, they now have a legitimate rim protector in Kessler. The question isn't whether Luka can carry an offense. We already know he can. The question is whether Los Angeles can construct enough defensive structure around him to prevent opponents from turning every possession into a Luka hunting expedition. If they solve that, suddenly this isn't a dead roster. It becomes a dangerous one. And that's why the Lakers debate is nowhere near finished. Because LeBron leaving may have ended one Lakers era, but Luka could be about to start something far more unpredictable.
Yo, mic check 1 to 2, -1, -2. Game over for this video, folks. Smash that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to stay in the huddle for more. This is NFL Madness, bringing the heat and signing out.